you have funding for this, then your manpower will come. So all three are kind of symbiotic.
Nice. Anyone else? Big idea. We're doing it Selpa and then Tim and then right here.
Our committee felt that one of the first things that we needed to do in order to make this sustainable was to actually put together an action committee. And we deliberately stayed away from executive committee or steering committee because we want this to be an action committee. And we want that to come from this group. And I know that it's taken us years. I've worked in oral health for a while, and it's taken us years to get to this point today. And it's so gratifying to see so many new faces and so many advocates and stakeholders for children's oral health. It'd be a shame not to take advantage of that and pull you in before you leave today and get some type of commitment, some type of next steps. And so we felt that an action committee committed to carrying this action forward is probably one of our first big steps.
Nice. Commitment. You read my mind.
Ventura County Children's Oral Health Center. It would be big enough to serve a number of children. It would be a focal point for the attention both to children and to oral health. But because the county is so large, it would also have to be the center from which a lot of portable services go into schools, to WIC, elsewhere. It could also become a focal point for education for dentists, hygienists, and others that want to learn better how to deal with small children.
Marcia.
Okay. So we came up with this basic concept of having your dental home in the cloud, of using what are now becoming much more common electronic records, so that whether a child is seen at a mobile clinic, at a after school or at a school, or going out into the fields and talking with the parents, or going to a community clinic, that child would be followed. And when you saw them, you would know what already happened, and we would be able to follow up. And the other thing is that would help us coordinate our resources, which right now are really, we're all operating independently.
Nice. Adriana.
So perhaps this action committee that Table 11 has proposed could help us with our one big idea, starting out maybe with education. And our one big idea was having a collaborative, countywide educational and media campaign, such as using the current video that we've already made, but possibly making it bilingual and adding to that. And getting that campaign to all existing facilities providing services for children that are already providing services for children in Ventura County to educate on preventative oral health care. So that would be private doctors' offices, FQHCs, schools. I mean, we're just talking everyone who has access to children in Ventura County who's already doing the work, just to add this into their existing plan. So.
Our big idea is 0 cavities. And I hate to tell the dentists and put them out of business, and ourselves too. We want to see healthy habits be developed under education and outreach. Varnishes and seals in prevention and early screening. Access to the youngest members of society. Start at the start. Public policy advocacy, what needs to be done, not what we do. Other is financial planning, infrastructure development, people, organizations, facilities, and really take all of our resources, put them in a pot, and figure out what really needs to be done, and then figure out how to build the infrastructure to do it. Thank you very much.
Wow, one big idea.
I think it was Hemingway that said, don't ever mistake movement for action. I think for us to have action, there's a lot of details that we overlook sometimes. And so our big idea here was to try to really, in providing care and access, look at the socioeconomic issues. One of them, for example, is transportation. We have – decided that it would be nice to maybe involve the involve Ventura County Transportation Commission to maybe extend the bus lines where the children can actually go to their dental home. That's another thing I was mentioned. I think it's very important to have a dental home because when you establish a connection with the parents and they know you and they respect you, they're more likely to come to their visit and they're more likely to listen to all the educational stuff you can give them. So transportation is one. I would say that would be important.
Cool. Anybody else? Betty.
Wow, lots of good ideas. Our idea is one phone number, a collaborative office that has a phone number. They have developed networks and knowing where all the resources are. If you have a child that needs dental care, parents can't afford it, you call that number and you get someone who has the knowledge of different dentists they can refer to, who has the knowledge of whether or not this child is eligible for an insurance that they may not even know they're eligible for. And also so that different organizations such as schools can call and find out where they can get education resources. So our big idea is one phone number for a oral health collaborative.
One number. Cindy. Oh.
I think one table already said it. We were talking about building on existing systems that are working. We have so much in Ventura County that works. So taking the things that we have, like the mobile services, like medical providers, and taking the systems that work and adding on, communicating with each other to provide the preventive care and services that we need.
Our committee's in agreement with the idea that children's teeth and gums they're not always inherited, but what is inherited is the parents' knowledge or lack thereof. So what that means is that improved health begins with improved knowledge.
One more big idea, and we're going to move on. Hey, Linda.
Hi. Our table really talked about really a holistic approach and looking at education and starting with prenatal care providers and talking about education related to oral health for themselves and also for their unborn child. And then moving into the pediatrician's offices and then into the schools, trying to reach every child, not just children of low income or children of different avenues, but all children. With that, an action team like Selfa had mentioned. And I do want to note here that our maternal child adolescent health department at Public Health does have a collaborative, and we are looking at creating action teams to work out throughout Ventura County. And so I can pass out more information about that, but oral health is one of the issues that we are addressing, and so we would like to share that as well. But action teams out in the community is definitely where it needs to be. We talked about how it's not just the professionals, but the parents. There are a lot of volunteers out there who want to spread the word. And we need to really pull together and take advantage of all of those different avenues.
Thanks, Doug. The idea for one phone number, we have that number. It's 211. It's been established for 8 years in Ventura County today, and 211 can be adapted to the Action Team project.
Barbara.
Our collaborative starts with follow the current collaborations that are already in place, follow the kids, follow their parents, increase accessibility, build an infrastructure, and become policymakers.
Alrighty then. Here's what I want to do. Oh, Leonard? Yes? You get the last word.
I get the last word. I get the last word. This is great. Our focus of our conversation was basically on education, education, education. As far as partnering with the education system, and pediatricians to educate students, parents, and caregivers, and also to deliver deliver services to those students as well. We talked about the need for a medical home, which would also include dental services. Mobile clinics that would go to various schools, and we also talked about the need to, going to the schools is great, but we also got to address those children that are not of school age yet. So that's where the pediatricians get involved as well. So again, it's just focusing on educating, using the educational system to get those services and get that knowledge out.
So we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, here's what I want to ask people. I don't need this. I have a mic. All right. Okay. Here's what I want to do. So I know you guys sort of brainstorm additional areas. I want to say, if you're desperate to talk about a topic besides education, prevention, access to care, or advocacy, public policy advocacy, we have a table in the corner here, 16, that is undesignated. It's a free-form conversation. But my guess is that, since we had a fairly broad-based planning team, that most of you are going to want to go to one of those 4 areas. And I want to see a show of hands so we can adjust, if we need to, the table assignments. So for those of you who are really interested in education, getting the information out, a la Leonard's talk, just raise your hand and say, this is my particular area of focus. So will someone make an attempt to count? Keep your hands up, because I've got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So basically 25 people in the room. All right, so how many people like prevention, like these early interventions through sealants and other prevention activities that can be, done, as Dr. Fine said, by a broad range of providers. People interested in being a part of the prevention conversation, show of hands. Hands up. 20, 21 people, somewhere in that neighborhood, so a couple of tables. Now, access to care. Show of hands, access to care. Another 25 people in the room, access to care. And then finally, public policy advocacy. People would like to be involved in that conversation. All right, so a table for them. Just as we expected. Here's what I want you guys to do. When you get up now to take our quick 12-minute break, and I'm gonna be just a mean cat herder type at the end of this break period that gets you guys back into the room. But I want you to take your stuff with you, because when you return, you're going to be sorting onto a table that will be actually reconfigured for focused areas, okay? So for instance, table 1 magically transformed into an education table. Table facilitators, you want to flip those things over now. Let's take a quick 10-minute break.